Hey guys, episode 11, Friendship Fox. It's Saturday afternoon after Christmas. I got bored, so I'm out here just fooling around and dreaming up ideas how I'm going to do this cowling in my radiator setup. I started thinking about this, and the first thought was to have the radiator dump off from the bottom and dump out the bottom and all that, which I still have the airflow go out the bottom, but I don't want the radiators down there. I don't want it hanging in the wind. So what I've decided to do, I have so much room up in here. I don't know if you can kind of gauge that with my hand. See that? There's a lot of space up in here. And I started looking at this. I'm going to show you kind of just a thought that I had. Kind of almost a 582 Rotax configuration on radiators, where I can run a radiator over here, I can run a radiator over here. Quite honestly, I could probably run one this way if I needed that extra radiator. I found a place that sells all different shapes and sizes, single core, dual core, 3 or 4 core. I think they can custom build as well. So if I could get a 3 or 4 core, I think 2 radiators on this thing would be enough to cool the engine. I don't know until I do it, but if I had to add a third, I could always add a third underneath there for more cooling. And what's cool about it is I can go ahead and I can baffle all this out in here once it's all in, and I can push all that air right to the back underneath and away and through the engine compartment and then out the bottom. Okay, so that's pretty standard stuff with any cowling setup. All right, but I do want to get good cooling. I never want to have an overheating issue. I hope I don't, but we'll see. That's why they call it experimental, right? So let me go back. I'll show you the picture that I took and kind of what I'm thinking on cutting this cowling up. Now, traditionally, of course, you can take a look at this. Let me pull back a little bit. Traditionally, they'd keep that round hole and it'd be centered better with the prop and center line of the prop and all that. But we don't have those options with this and this older style radial kind of concept on the cowling. So to get proper cooling, I'm going to have to cut. And you can see this line. I'm going to have to cut the fiberglass. And I'm going to have to reinforce and this and that. And I should be able to put a radiator here, cooling going this way, a radiator here, going out that way. I know it doesn't look like there's a space in there, but there is. And then underneath, like I was talking about, if I got to add a third down here, I'll cut this thing up and make it look totally pro. By the time I'm done, it'll look almost like it belongs or it belongs. But that's just the concept of I got at this point. I'm waiting for other things to come in. I'm still waiting for my doggone templates for the airfoils for the vertical. So I'm screwing around trying to keep busy. Today I went out to my storage and I grabbed doors. Look at this. There you go. And you know what's cool about the Kid Fox? I mean, everything just fits. It just fits like it's supposed to. You don't have to bend stuff. You don't have to mess around. Everything just goes right into place, and that's really cool. All right. Now you can see the other side I got hanging there, and that is how far my buddy got on the door on that one. He started to put the metal on. Now, I've got the glass for the top, of course. Both sides. Call it the glass. I got the plastic. And, of course, that's going to fill up this whole space. But do you really want to waste all this vision down here? Do you want to block that? And I don't. So what I've seen pretty much from this point forward is I've seen them cut this out and put a nice big old plexiglass piece in there so you can get that vision, and make sure you can see the gear. Now, when I put the new gear on, it's going to be a wider stance and a little bit taller, and that'll be damn handy to be able to look through there and see down and see what's shaking. So that's definitely a for sure, and I got the plastic to do it right now. So I'm going to be working on that this week and getting that in. I'll get these all done. I'll get all this. I'll get the glass cut and fitted. And I'll have these doors done here sometime next week. Now I got to go look at my spare parts because these things got cool little latches on them. See that? I've seen where guys, had the big fancy handles out here. I don't want any of that out here. If I have anything, it'll be on the inside and it won't be sticking very far out. So it's not getting in the way of whoever sits on one side or the other. But it'd be nice to have something in the back here that you can latch back here as well, and you don't have to reach behind your back to do it. So there's going to be some kind of arrangement in here, but I'm just not sure what. I'll invent something that works for me, okay? But you can kind of see, look how good these doors fit. I just love these things. I'm really digging Kid Fox and how thorough, even back when this kit was made, they did good work, and they're still doing good work. I'd imagine there's thousands of these things out there now. And you don't hear them falling out of the sky. You don't hear about any major problems unless it's pilot error or someone really screwed up. Something, I mean, things happen. Engines freeze up. I mean, all kinds of stuff. But you don't hear wings ripping off. You don't hear fuselage falling apart. You don't hear gear coming off. Things like that, and that's a good thing. Okay, so that's pretty much what's going on there. As you can see, I think I showed you this before. I've got the design for my truss set up across there. I'm going to make a few phone calls to make sure I'm not stepping on my toes on all this. Even being experimental, there are some limitations. I got to make sure I'm not doing anything really stupid here. I'm not going to do anything unless I know for sure it's cool. But that's what I'm looking at. That's what I want to strengthen up because, like I told you before, I'm going the down tube, the main tube from here up to this position. And that is directly underneath and outside of that truss setup on the inside for strength. Okay? Still believe in that totally. But there's procedures, there's phone calls, there's a few things that you should do to be prudent. And that's just what we're going to do. No big deal. As soon as I find the right person up here, I'm not sure if we got the right guy up here or not, but I'll find one. There's a few where I live, I'm sure, in the area. Okay? So we're still doing all that. And I think that's about all I got for right now. Otherwise, I'll just be telling you the same old story again and again, and I don't think you want to do that. I don't think I want to do that, okay? So for now, that's about it. Other than I took the turtle deck off. You can see that. It's laying down here. And I'm kind of sizing that up a little bit. I got to order the plastic for the windshield. So I can take the old one and trace it out and put that brand new windshield in there all pretty and beautiful. So we're going to get that done next week. I'll order the chunk of plastic that I need. And other than that, I think that's about it for now. Even though I'm stepping ahead a little bit, I'm just trying to keep busy fiddling about. I'm not getting too crazy about anything. And I don't want to get too far ahead or you don't get anything done, right? So I think that's about all I can chew for now, and that's more than enough. So you guys have yourself a nice Saturday afternoon, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Okay, bye-bye.